Listen to the people, listen to humanity, listen to the Parrot, Parrot TV, Parrot TV, Parrot TV, Parrot TV, Parrot TV, Parrot. Listen to the people, listen to humanity, listen to the Parrot, Parrot TV, Parrot.
Hi, I am Dustin Pickering from Parrot Literary Corner. You know me, your noble and honest host, and I've got exciting news for you. Last anthology, Series 1, The Literary Parrot, did such a great job. We want to continue to provide this community service to our viewers and to our contributors to the program. So please get up and get a copy immediately. You know, if you're in this book, you want to get a copy. If you're not in the book, you want to get a copy and see what we're doing. You want to be excited with us. We want you on this program, and we hope to see you sometime soon on The Literary Parrot. You have to get your hands on this copy. It's amazing. It's an absolutely beautiful anthology meant just for you. Our past guests have been invited back to contribute yet again to this Series 2. We do this quarterly anthology. We will be doing this after our 200 episode milestone. As of this last quarter, we reached 200 episodes, and past that, get up and get a copy immediately. This is the only TV show on earth for creative writers, and our guests are amazing. They're also community activists building from the ground up. This program is for everybody out there who is a creative mind. Order several copies if you can and donate to local libraries. Give them to your friends, cousins, fans, supporters, anybody that you think loves poetry. And it's not just poetry in this book. Remember, this is creative mind. So we have prose, fiction, short stories, essays, artwork, anything you can think of, artistically creative, photographs. Everything in this book is packed. It is packed. It is just absolutely packed. Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you. Hello, welcome to World Inkers Network. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. Welcome to episode number 257. If you have not subscribed to our channel, I highly recommend it. So please subscribe right now if you're watching. And if you're watching and you're on Facebook or any other outlet, please go ahead and remember that you can make comments during the show and ask questions. Today we have Dr. Shalini Yadav, who holds a PhD in post-colonial literature and a philosophy in ALT from University of Rajasthan, India. She has teaching experience of 15 years in India, Libya, and Saudi Arabia. She has participated and presented papers in many conferences, and she has edited and authored books, including Emergent Psyche of Indian Women, A Feminist Perspective, On the Wings of Life, Women Writing Womanhood, Post-Colonial Transition and Cultural Dialectics, Communication Techniques, and a textbook of English for engineers. Besides, she has written poetry books in English titled Floating Haiku, Kinship with You, a collection of poems, Till the End of Her Subsistence, an anthology of poems, and one in Hindi entitled Kashits Ki Us Pa. Her short stories and poems have been published in numerous peer-reviewed journals and anthologies, and she is also a member of various virtual poetry societies, such as The Passion of Poetry and Filipino Poets and Blossoms. She has meticulously written and also reviewed a big number of scholarly research articles for various international refereed journals, and edited volumes. She is pro at ISPL India. She is also a reviewer at various qualitative international journals of different countries. Welcome to the show, Dr. Shalini Yadav. How are you today?
Thank you, Dustin. I'm just humbled to have such a nice introduction from your side. I'm absolutely fine. And how about you?
Doing great. So, it's interesting that you're sort of like an international voice. You've been to Libya, Saudi Arabia. Do you find that there's major cultural differences from what you're used to?
Yes, there are differences in culture. What I feel that when I stayed in Saudi Arabia and India, these are two different kind of world we had, I thoroughly enjoyed my period over there in Saudi Arabia also because in many new things which I came to know, I learned, I explored myself as a poet there only, and there only I got my first poetry book published, and I started writing there. And even my students, they relished my poems over there, and they somehow they triggered me that you are a Hindu doctor, so why don't you write in your own language also? So therefore I started writing in my own language also, and after 3 books in English, I went for one in Hindi also. So that's what completely I mean that's what that was completely an amazing experience staying in that foreign country, relishing their culture and enjoying and learning new things there, meeting different nationalities people, because even in our staff room there were teachers, professors from different countries, from Egypt, from Jordan, from some Saudians who had studied in Britain and USA and even in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So even Pakistanis were there, Indians were there, and so that was completely a multicultural kind of environment in the staff room where we used to stay and teach and impart knowledge. So I really enjoyed that period of staying there.
Excellent. It sounds very exciting. It's sort of like a bridge between all these different ideas of different people coming in and into one area, and they bring their own set of values and ideas. Do you find that's conducive to creativity?
Yes, it helped me in becoming more creative also in a way, because when you go outside, you start loving your culture more and more. And when you are in a different cultural you can say setting, you feel sometimes more lonely from inside. You are in that kind of diasporic dilemma where you have migrated from one place to another place, and there you are trying to assimilate in their culture, or you are trying to create your identity. So that time, that within diaspora makes you more creative to do something good and to have your own identity there. So in a way, I found lots of time after teaching hours where I could think more and more. I used to go for a walk in that time. Lots of poetry ideas used to come in my mind, and I started writing poetry from there only. And from there, I did one course also, advanced creative writing course from UK, Oxford University, staying there in Saudi Arabia. So that also made me learn that how to write short stories and how to build up your idea to write in a better way.
What are some of the dominant themes in your poetry that you find that you would kind of continuously go back to? I know a lot of poets do that. I don't know if that's true of yourself. It's definitely true of me. I write about a lot of the same things sometimes.
It is completely, you can say that every poet is a unique kind of, every voice is unique kind of, and whatever you feel, you write in your poetry. Sometimes, I don't know how to express it, but sometimes means poetry can be different type of also. People have different tastes, different interests. Some they like to write about nature. Some they like to write about love, passion. Some they write about universal brotherhood, and depends that what kind of theme you choose and you write about.
Mm-hmm.
So um,
You still there?
that is
I think we're having a
what
connectivity issue, a little bit of a. Can you hear me okay? I think we had some network glitches
I
going on.
had chosen initially. I started writing with
It's funny when this happens. It's very funny. It's amusing. It happens from time to time that we have little glitches and we lose our featured poet. You know what? I'm going to go to her poetry right now, and I'll read a couple of sample works and see if she's able to come back. We'll return to asking questions. Otherwise, this will be a short program for today. So thanks for all you guys out there joining us, viewing right now. So let me pull up her poem, "The Demoniac Spell." When a devil entered my life, I was deviated from my goal. I couldn't have strife, and he captivated my soul. Everything happened in such a haze, what I didn't intend, that was the state of maze, which I couldn't comprehend. I just flew away with that storm of passion. Moreover, I went astray with his genuine compassion. When he bestowed his eddy-like love, it was as if I had a daydream. I tried to breathe and hove, but I was subdued with dust like love cream. As he had a swirly and clouded face with a friendly satanic smile, so I couldn't maintain my space, but diligently he kept himself agile. Suddenly, the demoniac spell got over, and his nebulous stature disappeared. Now, no more tumults and love shower, and I am left with dirt smeared. Now, to me, that poem is a dark but it's energetic and interesting, and it's hard to understand where what the demon is and where it's coming from. I see that we've been able to pull you back up here on the what do you call it, on the thing. So can you hear me okay? Are you there, Shalini? Can you hear me?
Dustin, can you repeat it again?
I'm sorry. I was
The voice was cut in between.
I was just checking to make sure you could hear me again, because we lost you for a second there, and I read your poem, "The Demoniac Spell," and I was just kind of giving my impressions a little bit of it, but we lost you just briefly, and I was just going to read a couple of your poems until you got back, so we're live, so I was just trying to stall for time, but we were talking about themes in work. So what you were saying is each poet has a kind of set of interests and so forth that they kind of use for their poetry. Oh, we lost you again. Oh, very sorry to hear that. Maybe we'll get you on here again. Let me try to pull up another poem. I don't know if it's on our end or on Shalini's end. Very sorry to. Welcome back to World Inkers Network. We have Dr. Shalini Yadav today, and we've had some connectivity issues, but hopefully she can hear me. Can you hear me okay now? Hello, Shalini. Are you there? I think we're definitely having some connectivity issues with on Shalini's end. I'm gonna read one more poem from her today, and it's called "Walking on the Trails." Real or surreal, deceptive or true, it seems vice versa. Whenever I think of a walk on the trails of mural woods, sunshine reaches to brown, humus-rich gravel loam, making its way through redwood trees, and my heart delights the serenity of woods. burnt by fire and wind, chopped by deceiving human, yet standing still like my little heart, with all its grandeur, being ancient and tallest in all, healing the beauty of woods, exoticizing my soul, surpassing all droughts and diseases, thousands of tempests, floods, and avalanches, a survivor in all. I wish to walk with you for the joy of mesmeric woods, where you sing some musical strings, dwelling me deep in your love, Lexus. Wonderful poem, very interesting and thoughtful poem about what appears to be a walk in the woods and a person contemplating, everything from human nature to, finding the trees as a companion in this poem, from what I can read, and just finding nature to be something grand with a lot of grandeur and beauty and immensity. And it's something really, it's a very nice poem, very interesting. It reminds me just a little bit of Emily Dickinson in a way. Can you hear us now, Shalini? Are you back? Let me see if you're able to hear me. Can you hear me okay now? Are you there? I think we're definitely having some issues with sound.
Yes.
I think I can hear you.
Internet problem also. I don't know why it is buffering all the time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Excellent. So I read a couple of your poems. I guess we can have a couple, maybe have you read them later on. But my next question would be, excellent. I think my next question would be, if you ever find yourself in a what I would call a rut, a writing rut, where you feel like you're writing the same kind of stuff over and over and you want to break out of that, how do you go about challenging yourself to write on other topics or to write in another style? Basically, how do you challenge yourself to write outside your own box?
Yes, sometimes I have tried to I shifted from normal, you can say, rhythmic poems, rhymed poems to free verses, and then free verses to haiku also I tried, and then now I'm trying to write haiban also, that including
Okay.
a short story with a haiku. So in that also I'm trying my hand nowadays. I'm is trying to do that. So I'm trying to shift from one, you can say, style to another.
Interesting. So you just try shifting styles and finding yourself kind of when you're in a rut, when you're in the creativity rut, I call it, when you just try to write something in a different form of poetry, like you may go from free verse to, to, like you said, a high bun. Very interesting. But I'm thinking, we'll take a break for right now, and we'll come right back with more of Shalini's poetry. World Inkers Network.
I'm at that age where I appreciate every sunrise, sunset, and all the hours in between. The age that causes me to notice the rhythmic timing of each breath. A reminder to thank God for granting me another day. I'm at that age where joints begin to stiffen and maybe I don't move as fluently as I did at 22. But I'm also at that age where I realize many didn't even get to see today. So I pray on bent and aching knee, thank you, God, for blessing me. I'm at that age where I notice my kids making some of the same mistakes that I did. And I remind myself that although never easy, I made it through and so will they. I'm at that age where I understand that money never buys true happiness. But I'm also at that age where I understand it definitely does help to have a bit. I'm at that age where six-pack abs still attract. But I'm also at that age where the behavior of a true gentleman will stop me in my tracks. I'm at that age where I know what it means to be a woman alone with how to treat my man. Beginning with listening as he explains what he needs from me. You see, there may be many similarities, but all men are not the same. I'm at that age where I realize good things don't come to those who wait. They go to those who educate, plan, sacrifice, work, and repeat over and over and over again. I'm at that age where I appreciate spending time with family, whether we're on good terms or not. Because I'm at that age where I'm losing so many people that I care about. I'm at that age where I'm bearing down on that age where there are more chapters of my life in past instead of future tense. But I'm at that age where I refuse to give up. I continue to climb, to create, to improve, love, and share, bearing my soul to the universe while honoring my ancestors, my God, and myself, while becoming the best version of me possible, because I'm at that age.
Welcome back to World Anchors Network. We have Dr. Shalini Yadav with us today. Would you like to read us? We did have her today. We lost her again. So what do we do? Sing a song. Da 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 da. Hope you guys like that segue. Sorry, we lost you just briefly there for a second. So would you like to read a couple of poems for us?
Okay, you want me to read a poem or a short story?
Let's go with poetry. You can read it depends on the length. What's the length of your story?
Okay, okay, just give me a second. Wait, you want me to read a poem?
Sure.
Okay, the poem's title is My On Canvas. An era, a time span, and the stages of life alter love's unusual speed, so as yours changed. When I fell in love, I only loved you. I had a dream to own you, to be loved by you. You were the one who filled colors in my life. But suddenly you left me saying that your love is for someone else. Initially, I felt dejected and gloom crushed me. While I was tumbling down in pain, I pleaded earnestly to save me, to give me my life back. But you behaved like a stranger. While I was striving to survive deep inside me, I found myself. Now I have color and love, beauty and serenity, aim and essence in life. Though I feel inside pain of losing you, but I have realized you don't deserve my love, and this reinforces me to love myself more and more. Since I was never inept, my loneliness is a vast silhouette now of my own life's canvas to paint with colors of my own choice now. Thank you.
Excellent.
Shall I read more?
You can read a segment of the short story if you'd like.
Okay, I would like to read a short story. It's a short one only.
Okay.
The story's title is Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
A 11-year-old in a floral frock on a mattress under the Indian lilac on the parapet struggles to find something into the wooden mirror kept leaning on a creaky chair in front of her. Adding to her innocence, the morning breeze carries her silky hair over to her face as her mother whispers in her ears to carefully look in the mirror as she removes her hair covering her face. Poor little girl with a solemn face has forgotten to chirp like a bird. Her uncle scolds her urges her to concentrate and see deep inside the emotionless timer frame. The bright sun moves up from the east, heading towards north as the sunlight peeps through the leaves and branches of lilac, falling on the girl's face, creating patches of various shapes. But she was looking very pale and nervous. Mother pats the girl's back and asks if she can see her Malini's aunt's house in the mirror. The little girl has not yet had her breakfast. What she sees through the mirror is sliced breads with jam or tomato sauce, a platter of stir-fried chow mein or vegetable noodles, and piece of chocolate cake with salty cumin cookies. She controls her urge and utters, "Yes, mom, I can see aunt's Jobney house with two long-legged Ashoka trees like bodyguards in the lawn. There is also a white Toyota Yaris in the portico." Her mom's pale face starts glowing with a ray of hope. "Okay," she says quickly. "What else do you see in the house?" The girls cooks up the story further. Malini auntie is serving breakfast to uncle and Pinky on the dining table. Her uncle interrupts before she can elaborate and says, "Let this all be. Tell me, do you see your father in the house?" The girl shrinks out of fear and hesitation. "Not yet. I can't." Finally, she responds. It goes on like this for nearly a month. Every morning, she is made to sit in front of that mirror given by a fraudulent scent to her mother. One day, a policeman comes home with a broken wristwatch, some torn, blood stained clothes, and the last photo taken of her father. With tears in her eyes, poor girl whispers, "Dad, I wish I could really see you in that mirror." Now, there is a small haiku with this.
Hmm.
Wilting timber, she grips blurry mirage with the winds.
Hmm. It's very
So it's a
interesting.
kind of hibern story.
Hmm. Beautiful, and it's very descriptive. And one of the things that came to mind, and here, especially with the mirror and the views that you describe in there, is the Lady of Shalott by Tennyson. I don't know if that was maybe an influence or not. Probably not, but that's what I kind of the impression I gathered from what I heard. Interesting.
Yeah, actually, this is a story about a girl that who loses her father in her childhood,
Hmm.
and how her family is you can say suppressing her and
Hmm.
making her to see in the mirror that if she could find her father. So this is a kind of a black magic thing plus
Hmm.
some kind of you can say blind belief we can say we have in our society in India. So it is related to
Interesting.
that. And the girl was hungry and she wanted to have food, but her mother was already in a very, you can say, bad situation, and her uncle was forcing her to see in that mirror. And what could she see? She was not able to see anything, so she was just cooking the stories.
Wow. That's beautiful. I mean, beautiful like as in a story. I mean, it's intriguing, and it's dark and it's interesting and it captivates. I like it a lot. So where does I'm just curious. You studied feminism and things like that. Does that bridge into your work at all in some way, or how does that
Yes,
factor
yes,
into your
yes.
creative work?
Yes, I read lots of feminist writing right now. Like I have read some of the work of Rochelle Potker. So um, whenever I write these kind of feminist writers, so
Mhm.
some that kind of element I feel that I have you can say included in my own work also.
Excellent. So do you Are you familiar with Bell Hooks? She recently passed away. She's an American, African American writer. Really interesting.
Yeah, I like
I'm not,
Maya Angelou a lot.
excellent stuff. So, what about post-colonialism? You studied that as well. And I'm just curious, like how your different areas of study factor into your creative writing. So, how about post-colonialism? How does that find its way into your writing?
Actually, yeah, that time, because when you complete your masters, in a way, you are completely in hand of your guide. So my research guide, she chose this topic for me that time. Although I felt later on, I felt that I was more inclined towards feminist writing
Mm-hmm.
rather than post-colonialism. But that time I opted this because my guide suggested me, and I worked on this. Post-colonialism was a kind of, you can say, a broader term.
Mm-hmm.
And in this term, generally, those all countries who were colonized by superior countries. So how this the people of those countries, they suffered.
Mm-hmm.
So those sufferings are written in the narratives, and those narratives are explored in post-colonial writings. Basically, if we say in simple language.
Do you find that there's maybe like a kind of
Yes,
relationship
third
between
world
feminism
countries,
and
like all third world countries, they were suppressed in a way from all, you can say, first world countries, and how they got their freedom and how they survived and how they struggled to establish them again. So that kind of, you can say, the literature that was written after, you can say, getting freedom.
mm-hmm.
So that is included after the period of colonialism. So that
Right.
was included in, you can say, that is all called post-colonial literature.
Interesting. That sounds like a fascinating branch of study.
Yes, it is. It is.
Does feminism and post-colonial study, do they kind of bridge? Is there like a connection between the two in any way?
Pardon, what did you say?
Is there sort of like a convergence between post-colonial studies and feminism?
See, feminism was going on parallelly, because post-colonialism itself is a broader umbrella term,
Mm-hmm.
and even that one area was related to, you can say, feminist writing also, and women writers also, because women writers, when they were writing, so they were writing about problems of women.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are talking about post-colonialism, so that is going on, but parallelly, feminism is also, feminist writings are also going on.
Excellent.
So even in post-colonial literature, we can find problems and struggles, and you can say how they survive and how they create their identity. Those all kind of sub themes can be found in post-colonial literature also, if we take out women characters from those writings.
Right. So
So you can say that is kind of, you can say, amalgamated, or you can say mixed up
Mhm.
kind of literature, or you can we can say that we can find feminist element in post-colonial writings also.
Interesting.
And even though if those writers who are specifically, if we call them feminist writers, in their writings also, if they have written the literature after colonial period,
Mm-hmm.
so that will
Okay.
also be count in post-colonial literature, because it
Interesting.
is a kind of, you can say, a broader term
Mm-hmm.
which has included various kind of literatures in it. It includes the struggle of women also in it.
Okay, that makes sense. Because colonialism, that era, it's a
If you
oppressive
just now
period.
you said that Afro-American women, that
Right.
American writers, if they
Mm-hmm.
write about their struggle, so that the struggle after, because Africa was also colonized.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they struggle they had faced, and whatever they write about that, so that is also in a way that can be included in post-colonial writing also, and in feminist writings also.
Right. That makes sense. So, would you like to say anything to the viewers in conclusion of the program? words of
Yeah, I
advice
would
to
say
writers?
that follow your passions, and whatever you have, whatever your interests are, your hobbies are, have some time for your hobbies, whatever in whatever profession you are. So, because inculcating good habits and following them, and you can say making a space for those kind of hobbies in your life, that itself motivates you, inspires you from within. And in that case, you don't need anybody else to give you an injection of motivation or inspiration or self confidence, because if you have inculcated good habits in yourself, good hobbies in yourself, so that itself gives you some this kind of happiness, inner real happiness, plus you feel motivated all the time. And whenever, even if whenever you are low, if you go towards your hobby, and if you give time to your that hobby, so again you feel, you can say, high with morals.
Right. Definitely, keep the energies flowing and keep yourself positive by doing things you enjoy. Would you like to give any shout outs or thank yous to friends, family, supporters of any kind?
Yes, what did you say?
Would you like to say thank you or give a shout out, say hello to anybody while you're on the program? Supporters, family, friends, anybody
Yes,
like
yes,
that?
definitely. Annette has been a big supporter,
Mm-hmm.
and because of Annette only, I got this chance. And Sarfaraz and Dennis and Jill Kimmelman and Dustin and
Mm-hmm.
director and producer. I didn't see the name, but everybody. I feel like I thank to my mother who gave me birth. I thank to my husband, my kids, all
Mm-hmm.
my you can say teachers, who made me stand up and speak like this, who
Mm-hmm.
educated me, who instilled, you can say, enthusiasm in me. So all those people who stood by me.
Well, thank you so
till
much for joining us today. Anybody? Would you like anybody else throwing anybody else there, or are you? Did you finish? I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, sure, sure. You can.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
thank you so much, Dr. Shalini Yadav. Today, that was our guest, and we did have some connectivity issues, but we got through the program. So, congratulations to us at World Inkers Network, and thank you, Dr. Shalini Yadav, for joining us today and enlightening us and thinking in on a lot of subjects and creativity. And thanks to Annette Tarpley and the Passion of Poetry team for connecting all of us and keeping us in touch with the different writers and poets and people all over the world who are writing wonderful poetry out there. So thank you, Annette Tarpley and the Passion of Poetry. And you guys out there, we are definitely in need of some funding. So if you want to help us out, we've got a PayPal account. You can definitely give us a little bit of some love through the finances through paypal.me/nyparrot. That's paypal.me/nyparrot. You see on the banner there. We'd love any little bit of you can have some chump change, in your couch. We would love to have you toss it our way. We would love to deal with that kind of money, just a little bit of here and there helps a long way. $5, $10, $100, whatever you can spare. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to be a guest, or you would like to suggest other people to be guests, we'd love to hear from you as well. This is a free service, so please contact us at literarycorner@newyorkparrot.com. Send a headshot, a paragraph bio, and some sample pieces if you write short fiction or whatever you want to do. Whatever your poetry, whatever it is, please send us a sample of your work, and that way I can generate some good questions for you. And we have Annette Tarpley is now a member of World Inkers Network, so thank you, Annette, again. And we have induced you into the Hall of Fame of writers here, so excellent job. If you guys want to subscribe, everybody out there watching right now, subscribe, like, share, and comment on our stuff, as our little banner says there. And if you're watching right now and you're in a dry spell in writing, just think about what you love. Think about what you're doing. As Dr. Yadav said, just go back and watch the program again if you missed it. There was some entertaining moments, so please watch it again. And remember, get to writing. Have a great afternoon. We love you out there. Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you.
Listen to